Miami or a heat wave. Bounce back when they tell you no. Debate your greatness and flair and let them enjoy the show.
First thing we're going to introduce is the red team, and they are Murtaza and Long. Could you please make your way to the stage? Thank you very much. Round of applause for Murtaza and Long. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you very much. Cheers. Looking very slick there, Murtaza. Nice blazer. Okay. Team Blue, or Team Idea UK, Team iDebate.org, whatever you want to call them. There's three of them. They've got the Flair person, they've got the Mace debater, and they've got the summarizer. They should really win, but who knows? You know, we might have an upset here today. So could you please give them a round of applause? That's Team Blue. Thank you very much. Welcome. 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 Okay. During the show, we're going to ask you who you think's winning, or we're going to ask you who you think you're most passionate about in terms of how they delivered their argument. So what we'd like to do is just raise your cards to insinuate that you believe that whichever team's doing well is doing well. And the topic today, if I get my gold card out, very plush, is should all police be allowed to carry guns on normal duty?
Miami or a heat wave. Bounce back when they tell you no. Debate.
I'm Cameron Bloomfield and it's lovely to be here. This one's called Could Be Something. The time in between when I last saw you, when I next see your face again, the space in between us at this moment is just too much that I can't pretend that I'm drawn to you. And it's made all the sweeter 'cause the other night you said you're more than drawn to me too. And there's nothing else on my mind, so I just spend my time counting down the days until I see you, counting down the days until I feel your skin, till I can hold you in, till I let you know this is more than just a little holiday thing. See, I think that this, it could be something. Whoa, whoa, whoa. See, you're filling up my consciousness with thoughts of moving forward that I can't seem to rein in. And my senses overload with the potential of the road that I could soon be walking. Said I'm drawn to you, and it's made all the sweeter 'cause the other night you said you're more than drawn to me too. And there's nothing else on my mind, so I just spend my time counting down the days until I see you, counting down the days till I feel your skin, till I can hold you in, till I never have to be counting down the days until I see you, counting down the days until I feel your skin, till I can hold you in, till I can let you know this is more than just a little holiday thing. 'Cause I think that this, it could be something. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It could be something.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. How are you? I don't believe you. If you know you are happy, can you talk to the person next to you? If you know you are happy, can you say happy? Turn to the person next to you and say enjoyment. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really wishes to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you are fat and you know it, say, I'm fat. May you remain fat forever and ever in Jesus' name. Not everybody can be skinny. Fatness is a blessing from God. Embrace it. Be happy with yourself. But how's everybody doing? Ladies, if you know you are happy, say yes. Gentlemen, if you know you are happy, say yes. There are some of you here, you are lying to yourself. If you are not the one that is being spoken to, maybe it's your friend. If you analyze that, look, I am -4 or -3 out of 10, and my friend that is a 5 is being spoken to, don't decide that that is the time you all need to go to the toilet. That is the devil walking inside you. Don't be the enemy of progress. Allow the will of God to happen. I saw one of the guys on the side. I won't mention their name. I saw him nudging his boy. He said, fam, who is Scooby-Doo, though? Man don't even know Scooby, fam. Who is he? It's okay. I won't look at you in your eye. But it's one of those man there. So they know it's amongst them. They can push the blame if they like. But I won't look at them because they look like they can deal with me. I'm not about that life. I'm not bad. I'm just here to say it as it is. But ladies and gentlemen, it's a shame I can't stay for longer. I have to disappear. But thank you very much for listening to me. God bless you. Thank you very much. I want to let you know something. You are going to enjoy the rest of the night. That's a fact. We have some other artists coming on to do their thing. But keep Sunday the 28th of July free for me. I'm doing my family and friends night at the Catford Broadway Theatre. But if you forget, it's okay. Just follow me on Twitter so I can remind you at a.comedian. 28th of July, Catford Broadway. God bless you and God bless you.
I want to talk quickly a little bit about the actual debates and what they're all about. Who was there last month? Got a few people that were here last month. Okay, does anyone know what the concept's all about and what the whole thing's all about? Does anyone know? No? Do you want me to explain?
No, don't explain.
You want me to explain? Okay, the Flair Debate Show essentially is a debate format which allows creative talents to be able to get involved in the debate too. So anyone can actually get involved. So what you're going to realize today is there's 3 rounds of debate. So the first round is the MACE round. MACE is just a terminology for fact-finding, analytical stuff. So when you hear Obama, debating on TV, that's really passionate and that's what it's all about. What we want to do is bring in young people or anybody in general who has a creative talent but want to debate but don't know how to. So what they do is they deliver their debates via their own creative talent, and that's all it is. So that's why we call it the Flair Debate Show. So what's going to happen is we've got 3 rounds, hence the judges. They're going to judge all our contestants, The first round, like I said, is MACE. It's just a straight-out debate about facts. They're going to try and lure you into their own world and get you to believe what they're saying. Second round is the Flair round, where they come on and use a creative talent to deliver that debate. So it could be poetry, it could be singing, it could be rapping. And then the third round, the last round, is actually a round that I actually like. It's called a summariser round. And this round is where someone will come along and summarize all the debates that their teammates have done. And I think that round is quite compelling because it basically gets you on side or not. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you the first round of debate. So the topic, again, is should all police carry guns during normal duty? And we've got Team Blue and Team Red. And I would like to introduce to you Eleanor from Team Blue, who's going to kick off the debates, the MACE round. And I believe you are 4 against? I believe she's 4. So please welcome Eleanor. And she's going to be judged by the guest judges after her debate. Good luck.
Like Miami or a heat wave. Bounce back when they tell you no.
We are living in a society where we're facing threats every day from people that we know, and the only people that can protect us are also facing these threats. In the past couple of years, the sorts of things that the police are facing is escalating ridiculously. Fiona Bone and Nicola Hughes, as well as 256 other officers, have been shot in duty in the last 60 years. This isn't including any other sort of assault, it's just specifically being shot. We say that these people are our defenders, they protect us, and we need to enable them to protect themselves. We're going to tell you a couple of reasons about this today and why it should happen. So, what is the current situation? At the moment, the police go in and they risk their lives for you and your family members. They try and prevent you directly from being hurt, but they're not allowed to carry weapons. And this means that other people who are trying to do the bad things to you are being encouraged to take more and more drastic means against the police force who are trying to stop them. So what happens now in terms of actually if something bad is happening? So I take you back a couple of weeks to what happened in Woolwich, where Lee Rigby was incredibly brutally murdered. Police were on the scene quite quickly, but it took 15 minutes for an armed response unit to be able to come and actually tackle the terrorists. Now, thank God, these terrorists didn't decide to use the revolver that they had possession of to just shoot every person on sight. But 15 minutes is a long period of time in which these people can do awful things to innocent people. And this means that if police were able to actually have guns, they'd be able to use them to be able to protect us more efficiently. So what else? There's this idea that people have that once you start arming the police force, you lead to an escalation of arms within the police force and wanting criminals to take up more defence against the police force. We say that this isn't the case for a couple of reasons. Firstly, criminals can't arm themselves in the same way as police can. Why is this? This is because the police will get weapons and really good grade sort of bulletproof vests from specific companies which are contracted to the police in order to enable them to be the only people that sort of have this technology. The reason why this technology gets out is because it becomes on the black market potentially. But the thing is, the reason why people are driven into crime is because crime profits them. They're normally deprived, and we're not saying that people who commit all crimes are bad, but people who are particularly putting your lives in danger, the people that are taking violent crime and trying to attack your family and friends, they're the people we should be defending you against. And the only way in which we can do that is by arming the police.
Okay, first of all, the first point I'd like to make is that there's this idea where the police would be able to protect the public because they're carrying guns, but there have been no evidence to support the fact that they are able to protect the public and also save lives by carrying guns.
The final point I bring you is the idea that once you give someone a gun, they're going to use it. But what we say to you today is that police are entrusted. We trust them in our society, or we attempt to, because we know that they're trying to do stuff for our greater good and trying to be the people that defend us. So we know that it takes a lot to try and kill someone. It takes a lot to be able to pull that trigger. And we know that people aren't going to do it lightly. But moreover, we know that there are examples of countries where this happens and the police are armed, where they're not trigger happy. So for example, in Germany, they have armed policemen. And also in Northern Ireland, they have armed policemen. And it's not exactly the Wild West in Northern Ireland. So what we say is, in order for us to best defend our society, in order for us to protect the people that the police say they need to protect, we need to protect the police themselves so they can protect you.
And secondly, the point I would like to make is that police officers have shown that they can't carry their guns in a controlled manner, even though they've shot people by mistake, even though they're trained.
Your question?
My name is Yvette, and I kind of agree slightly with some of the points you made, because I myself have worked with the police on a voluntary basis, trying to help them bridge the gap between, or build trust between the community, being the public at large, and them through the issues they've had in the previous past. And one of the problems they kept encountering was that there was distrust in the public between the police, and the public. So by arming police officers without them having improved that trust or bridged that gap is not going to help solve the problem. So in that essence, I agree with you on that point.
Thank you, Yvette. Thank you very much.
I just wanted to make just an observation with regards to sort of arming the police. I think probably the most similar culture to what we have in the UK would probably be the US would be a good example. And the gun rate, I mean, the death rates by guns are, I think, about a magnitude of about 30 to 1 compared to the UK, roughly. And in the UK, in terms of the police carrying out sort of a violent or aggressive act, there's a disproportion there with regards to, it's on a race basis. So certain sections of society tend to, go or experience, should I say, police brutality more than other sections of society. 2 cases, Mark Duggan, excessive force, and Azil Rodney 8 years ago. So there's also there's a racial element to the argument and debate as well that we can't sort of overlook in terms of arming the police.
So we'll start with Clencher.
First off, I just want to commend you. Obviously, you stood up. You was very eloquent. You proved your point pretty well. I would say is my main thing about that was just corruption. I just feel that within the police force, I don't know, on a street level, coming from a street level and obviously coming from a street environment and growing up in the hood, or in a hood, let me just put it that way, a lot of the conversations that I've had with people growing up, my peers, is that they feel that there's a lot of nasty police, you know, and if you encounter a nasty policeman and he has a firearm, I just feel like what that would do, do you know what I mean? What that kind of position that will put somebody in as well. And the way that kids are on a street level nowadays anyway, I just think to arm a policeman, who knows what his threshold would be? Who knows that if an argument escalates, he might think, do you know what? I'm just going to draw my firearm. Do you know what? And the kid might not have anything on him, or he might not be in a kind of position to shoot or have a knife, and then there's a shot that's let off. Corruption is the main problem that I have here with policemen here in the UK, to be honest with you. And I've had personal experience with them. I just feel like if you arm them, I just feel like it might turn out for the worse, if you ask me.
Okay. In terms of her delivery and factual points and stuff like that,
you definitely delivered a lot of points that were valid. You know, like that whole, I was in the Philippines when that whole situation happened in the southeast, and I was just mortified, to be honest with you. So I do agree with that. And if they had a revolver and they had the chance to let it off, God knows what would have happened. But I do see a lot of red police cars on the go about. Do you know what I mean? So I know that they are on patrol, you know, so it's not like there's a shortage of them. I do see them from time to time, and I do know that those are the armed police officers. So I don't think it's like if you go to central London, they're there very heavily, because you know that's where there's a lot of terrorism conspiracy there in central London, because there's a lot of landmarks there. So you know they are about. So I don't feel like there's a shortage of police officers with firearms. I don't feel that way personally. But it was very good. Your delivery was very good.
Come over to Samara.
I would just like to say that, like Clencher, I think that you made your points very eloquently, and there are things that you said that even I didn't think about. However, my fear is that there are a lot of young people out there who will be even more scared of the police, because there are a fraction, like you say, of society that are victimized by the police. And I don't believe it's that difficult for youth these days to acquire a gun. I really don't, because there wouldn't be the kind of shootings that there are anyways if it was that hard. There are ways to acquire a gun, and I think that I do believe that it would escalate if police were armed. There are a lot of people out there who would feel like they have to tool themselves up as well to protect themselves against the police.
Thank you very much, Samara. Come over to Mr. Spooney.
Hi, Elena. Generally, very well done. Bordering on brilliant. I think your pace of delivery was excellent. I think that managed to keep not only mine and everyone else's in the room, keeping their attention span right on your points. You use a lot of factual evidence to support your points. And I think the key to a debate, and this is maybe something for everybody to factor in, it's not whether I agree with what you're saying or not. It is just that you are putting across a good enough argument for your point. And for that reason, what I believe personally doesn't come into it. However, for you standing up there and arguing your case, I thought that was a brilliant way to start the Flair Debate Show today.
Firstly, I just want to say that, starting off from the jump, there are good police officers out there. I don't want to come across like, you know, we're against police officers over here, or because, you know, on any side or any profession, there's good people and bad people. I just want to start off by saying that regarding your side of the debate, if I was to critique it in any shape, way or form, I would say that fair enough, you were making valid points, and obviously there were points that were justified, but I feel like you were just reeling them off. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I feel like you were just, I'm point one, no, I'm point two. No. I didn't feel like there was any sort of justification to your points. I didn't feel that passion. You wasn't oozing the passion like the other team. And that's what's always going to separate you in any profession that you're involved in or anything that you do within life. Passion is what always separates you from somebody else who's just stating facts. I also feel like the confidence as well. And I saw that you tried. The fact of the matter is you stood up there, you know, and you gave it to us, regardless of how you were feeling. But I just feel like a little bit of it was diluted because you wasn't able to articulate and perform it to the level that you was meant to perform at. So that's just me just literally breaking it down. But your points were valid, but I just feel like because you wasn't able to push it out with the confidence that you were supposed to, people wouldn't fully embrace it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So that's all I have to say.
Fair point. It is a daunting stage, but it's a fair point. Samara?
The points you made were very analytical, and you do come across as you're very knowledgeable. But again, your delivery could have flowed more. It didn't flow as well as the other team. So I think that's one of the critiques I would give you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Spoonie.
If I'm completely honest, I don't think there's anything that I could say any different to the other two judges. If you are going to enter more sort of debate situations, like they said, just, you know, get a flow, practice what you're saying, because what you're saying is right. It's just getting it into a nice structured order that just flows off your tongue like a normal conversation. The more you can get it like a normal conversation, the better it's going to be.
There's no balance. When the street lamps don't work and you'll encounter that challenge faced before you. Is it your phone you adore you? Who are you going to call?
It means that there are certain areas in our country where the police fear to go. There are certain criminal gangs which are like completely untouchable to the police.
The killing machine shall never be raised. No guns.
Please give him a warm round of applause. His name is Lionheart.
They say a man never cries, but who's to say my eyes don't bleed? If love is blind, I've cut my eyes to find thee.
Like Miami or a heat wave. Bounce back when they tell you no. Debate your greatness and flair and let them enjoy the show.
I'm always the first to step away when it's on or when it goes down.